Okay, so nothing happened again today, but so I don't know if this is necessarily challenging, but I find myself saying that I need to do it often and then not doing it, which is not pointing my finger at pointing I will point the blame, and this may happen in the present or it happens in the past, and then in the future I look back and I go, "Oh gosh, that wasn't really correct." But it's pointing the finger at externalities rather than pointing the finger at myself. And so why did this thought come about? I've been doing as much research on sales as possible because that's what I'm coming up on. And so when I was on Long Island and I did the cold calling, after I called the 20 stores, I remember getting on here and being really upset and saying, "Oh, I'm not going to do the toy stores. They don't want to do the business. I don't like this. I don't like that. Blah, 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 blah." And that just isn't the truth. I wanted it to be a quick, easy sale, a quick, easy sell where I call the toy store and they were going to buy a toy from me, which somewhat makes sense, right? But instead of pointing the finger at myself and saying, "You've never done sales before, so you're a bad salesman," and there's nothing to be ashamed of about that or upset about, it's just what it is. I didn't do that. I was saying, "Oh, the toy stores, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna do gift shops. I'm gonna do the hospital gift shops," which is not bad necessarily, because there are definitely going to be a lot more gift shops, and gift shops sell toys often. And lots of the toy stores were toy focused, but often had gifts. I mean, some of them had baby clothes, which is not really a toy and much more of a gift. So now I'm reevaluating myself and saying, you're just a bad businessman, and that's okay, but you gotta realize that if that comes about, don't blame the store, don't blame the store owner. I have to stay neutral on it and say you couldn't close the sale. And when I did those calls, I did some things right unintentionally, but I also got objections and hurdles that were very common. For example, it was in the summer when I was doing that, and lots of people said, "Oh, uh, it's not a good time for me," which, as I'm doing the sales search, is a classic thing that people say. It's not a good time. I don't have time. And I didn't study enough to be able to handle those objections. Honestly, it's really good that I didn't study enough to handle those objections because if I had handled the objections well, which I did, one of them I got, two of them I had a meeting and I probably could have sold the toy right then and there. And now I look back and I go, "Oh, you messed all that up because you you set up a meeting and then you never followed through because I moved up here. But I didn't even call. I didn't say, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it. That was horrible. That wasn't good. That was bad business. So I'm glad that I didn't make those sales. That would not have been good. I was not ready. But with that being said, it's a horrible idea to say, oh, I'm not gonna do toy stores. Gotta do toy stores. But with the research that I'm seeing, with the, it's awesome. It's so much fun. I have so much fun learning about all this stuff. How to do this, how to do that. Um, what else? So for right now, I'm going to keep the website as is, where anybody could buy from me and I'll send them out in single units. But originally, I wanted the website to be a place where I was selling to retailers and then people could come onto my site and buy from local shops. I thought that was really nice. And I think eventually I'll maneuver back to that because I like the idea of that service being added and being able to say, hey, not only if you buy this toy, I just want to be connected in general, and your store will get traffic from my store. I thought that was a nice way of building a community, and I also like that I don't have to pick and package and do all the logistics of starting the warehousing and everything. And then it's the small shops that do the warehousing, essentially. Well, I guess I would still have to warehouse everything, but it can just stay in boxes, and then I'm just sending out the boxes that are already sent to me, and then I just send it off rather than having to take it out and individual. Eventually you could hire people, but what am I talking about? This is another problem. Stay focused. There, my man. Stay focused on the task at hand, which is selling one or two. uh, aside from that stuff, realizing what I need to do for the selling. The selling is interesting, how sales teams set up is when I was 18, I went to community college for music, and I was there for 2 years, and I learned a lot, and practicing is a really big deal. I remember practicing about 4 hours every single day. My goal was always 6 or 8, but I could usually only manage about 4. And I played the saxophone. I still have a saxophone. I think I made a video where I had myself playing the saxophone. Nevertheless, the research I've been doing on sales teams is they are doing practice sessions. They're practicing. They're looking through objections and what you say to an objection. The teams are getting together and role playing. That seems awesome. That definitely seems like something that I need to do. Little flashcards, because I totally doing those 20 calls was phenomenal, because it definitely taught me a lot and said, oh, this stuff definitely happens, and I can write down what those people said to me, and the objections that they had, and I should make flashcards with the objections and then the answers to the objections and practice it. Like I'm practicing the saxophone or practicing the instrument to prepare for the sell. Really a lot of fun. Really a lot of fun. Today was a really long video. Oh, something else I wanted to say. I listened through the video and I heard and I kept it in there just to try and be as natural as possible. But at some point in there, I was like, oh, somebody in the comment section saying, keep your chin up. Oh, don't. I felt like, wow, why are you saying that? Why are you telling people not to tell you that? It's coming from a sincere and loving place of saying, being encouraging, and you're sort of, I don't know what the word is, but pushing away the encouragement. That's not right. What the heck are you doing? So that's how I took it, watching myself. So if I came across as saying that to you, like, don't comment that, comment that, definitely. I didn't mean it like that at all. So if it came across like that, I'm sorry, because I appreciate it when you guys comment encouragement and supporting comments. So if it came across like that, I didn't mean it to, because it came across like that to me. I was like, wow, I don't really like that about you. Come on, man, don't do that. Anyway, that's it. That's everything. So I am going to, tomorrow is, I don't know, probably not a whole lot tomorrow. I definitely have to communicate with the manufacturer after I get off doing this video and figure out what's going on there. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow.